Hello and welcome to PlayStation Racer. My name is Mitchell Morgan and we're here. The last of the World Circuit races as it is as of today. Unless PD release any new circuits, this unfortunately is the last of the races that we need to do. I've got the settings set to hard as normal. We're going to pop across to Australia for the American Clubman Cup 700. My car of choice is that amazing Ford GT, the 2017 model, racing soft tyres, output adjustment of 80, ballast of 162 and a power restrictor of 80 just to bring the performance points under 700. You can see there the tuning that I've done to the car. Quite a fair bit has been done to this one. It has made it into an awesome car to drive, and this is probably one of my favourite tracks in the whole of the game. Until they put Silverstone in, this is probably my favourite track. A lot of people don't like it, absolutely adore it. So we've got 5 laps to do this race. We're starting off in 16th place. We need to get up into 1st. It's fitting that our arch nemesis Fraga is in 1st place. I don't know what car they're in, but you just know that he's going to be quick. But for now, I'm not thinking about him at the moment. All I'm thinking about is getting through these back markers and just getting a measure for this car on this track, where the turning points are, the braking points, how easily I can get the acceleration down, and also where the overtaking opportunities are around here, because a lot of people say you cannot overtake going up the mountain. Well, as you can see, there are a few overtakes that have been done. Admittedly, my car is quite a bit quicker than those back markers, but we have done a few cars on the way up the mountain, and as we go across the top for this really twisty section, we've got 4 cars, so 1 is now behind us, 3 cars in front of us. We do another one on the way down under braking. He's still on the outside of us, so we need to give him a little bit of room. We sneak past another one as we come down the hill. We really shouldn't be overtaking cars on the way down the hill. I tell you now, you will not be able to do that racing real people online, but racing the AI, that is a number of cars overtaken up the hill and also on the top of the hill and coming down. Slipstreaming Felix right now. Need to get it slowed down for this little right hand bend so we don't throw it off. We're carrying an awful lot of speed down here. In fact, all we needed to do was just slow it down slightly, then bury the brake pedal to get it slowed down for this elongated chicane I refer to, before we go underneath the Armorall Bridge. And then we're looking for the 100-metre board to slow it down, throw it in 2nd gear into the left-hander as we go across the start-finish straight, and we are already up into 6th place. So braking around about the 150-metre board for that particular one, down into 2nd gear, up into 3rd as soon as we can, revving this car out all the way up into 4th gear, trying to pick up a little bit of slipstream, not quite happening, but we've got a few cars there in front of us which we are going to catch as we go under braking as we go up the hill now. So we've got 3 cars all together, 5th, 4th and 3rd, looking for an overtaking opportunity on the outside, and we get squeezed into the barrier. Just managed to keep our foot in, and we've managed to get that overtake done, but I think we did hit the barrier, which is clean race bonus almost definitely gone. Then we've got the Dodge Viper, and now because we've touched the wall, we've touched a few cars, so now we'll just go up the inside of these cars and just get past them as quick as we can. Looks like Fraga has dropped down into 2nd gear. We almost put it on the grass for that particular overtake. The Corvette is mighty quick normally around here, but we managed to get ahead of them. Just pushing through that little section. And then we've got Serrano in the lead, currently 4.5 seconds ahead. So we need a good exit down this long straight. The car in front is actually going away from us at quite a rate of knots, if I'm perfectly honest. So I think that we could really be doing with finding a little bit more speed out of that final corner. But I'm not going to worry about that too much, because I know that we can make up some time as we go up the mountain and down the mountain. So I'm not getting too excited about it at the moment. The gap at the moment is just about 5 seconds. So as we come around to start a new lap, we'll look at the braking points and how I go about each lap, but we will catch up with them. So as we head down into the first corner, braking around about the 150 metre board, down into second gear, looking for the apex on the left-hand side. We can drift out to the right. I tend not to go too wide on the exit, because sometimes I tend to unsettle the car. And I want to get as much speed as we can down this mini straight. We're now looking for the 150 metre board, burying the brake pedal, getting it down to the second gear for a little bit of rotation, getting up onto the curb, and then up into third gear as quickly as we can. Then into fourth. I normally do this first part of the corner in fourth gear. As soon as you've negotiated that, then getting it slowed down and into second gear. So as soon as you get the car straightened up, bury the brake pedal. Up into third as we go up the hill. Now in fourth, and again just through here, just a little bit of brake, just balancing it to keep it out of the wall. Again, fourth gear through here, being careful not to go too wide into that wall there. Managed to do that quite nicely by apexing the first part and then just keeping it out of the wall. And then just looking for the apexes and the walls as you finish off that complex. Third gear as we enter this little twisty section, then down into second gear as you hit that little bump before this one. Look at the way that the track undulates, just to give you a little bit of rotation in the car. Up into third, we're going to go down into second and down the inside of the Chevrolet Corvette, which is mighty quick down here. Look at the way that that car behind is catching us. We just had to use a little bit of a blocking tactic, but to be fair, that car is so much quicker than we are. I do love this Ford, but obviously that Corvette is a car that you could well choose for this particular race, but the Ford is mighty up and down the hill. It just loses out a little bit on the straights, and if you wanted to, you could do a little bit of blocking just to keep it behind. You can see how much time we've just made on the AI just coming into that last corner. So again, just braking just before the 100 metre board on that occasion and down into second gear. We did actually manage to get it slowed down, but it was really heavy braking. Up through the gears as quickly as we can as we go down this straight. Again, that Corvette comes flying past us. It is super quick on the straights. 150 metre board, just getting it slowed down so we can get tucked in behind Serrano. And what I'm going to do here is just stay with him, see if we can get the overtake done. Well, we need to get it done before the long straight, because we know that that car is going to come back past us. So we might have to do a little bit of defending. He got well out of shape just there, which gave us a nice opportunity to overtake. And as we go across the top in the third up to fourth gear, again through here, pick up that apex, be careful of the wall on the outside, then pick up this little apex through here. Pause and rewind the video if you want to see exactly where I'm braking. This is so fast and furious I can barely keep up, but pause it to see where I'm braking and the gears that I'm using. Second gear through there, and then up through the gears, third, up into fourth, and then as we get straightened up here, we're going to bury the brake pedal, down into second gear. Some people will bang it down at the first gear and use the rev limiter just to bounce for engine braking, but I don't tend to like that. Second gear worked well for me. And then up through the gears, and because we made so much time up through the mountain section going up and down, we actually got a good lead on Serrano behind us. That is all but going to disappear as we head down into this elongated chicane. We have managed to keep a lead of 2 seconds. So this one is not easy by any stretch of the imagination. It's not like you're just going to run away with this one. You are going to need to work at it a little bit, because there are some very, very quick cars in here. As I said, you could go for the Corvette and match Serrano's car. Theoretically then you're not going to get caught on these long straights. But for me, I found the Ford GT was a car I've used before. It was nicely balanced. It was great to turn in. You could see how we could do some of those early overtakes going up and down the hill when we first started the race. Just how balanced this car was and how nice it was to be able to pull off those moves relatively cleanly. A little bit of rubbing of doors, but we weren't really punting people in the walls and doing really horrible things. It was hard but fair racing, I believe. And even now we are 2.5 seconds ahead of Serrano. We need to try and build that gap out a little bit if we can. So we've got up to 3 seconds now, so we really need to be pushing through here. Just choosing third gear because the car got a little bit unsettled there. Just got that corner ever so slightly wrong. Panic is setting in a little bit here. Down into third gear. Just use this little dip here to rotate second gear. Again, rotate there. So second gear up into third. Get up into fourth gear. Again here, as soon as you get it straight, bury the brake pedal, down into second gear, get it turned in as quick as you can and on the power as fast as you can. And that has put us nearly 6 seconds ahead of Serrano behind, which theoretically he will not be able to make up going down this long straight. You can see the time now is tumbling. It's already down to 5 seconds, 4.5 seconds, 4 seconds, but as we go into this chicane, he's going to have to slow down. We can carry a nice bit of speed through here. So we did get down to about 3.5 seconds, but now we're pushing it back out as he's had to slow down and negotiate the corners. That Corvette is great in a straight line, not so good through the corners. And as we come across the line, we're going to be +4, nearly 5 seconds ahead of the car behind. So I'd like to say a nice, easy, comfortable win, but you do have to work for that one a little bit. But that is my car of choice. I do love that Ford GT. You've got my tuning there. It wasn't a clean race as expected, but we did manage to get the gold trophy, which is what this one is all about. Yeah, my take is go for this car. It's a beautiful car, lovely to drive. The tuning that I've got is absolutely spot on. I just love it. It works really, really well for me. It is just a straightforward sprint. No strategy involved, no pit stops, no tyre strategy, just absolutely go for it. We didn't need to look after the tyres, we didn't need to worry about fuel. It's just a full-on sprint, as I said. And then just get through these early back markers, both up and down the hill. And then you've basically just got to manage the leader who is moving pretty quickly. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new around here, please subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and it would be great if you could help me in that endeavour. It doesn't cost anything other than just a moment to click the button. And if you are a current subscriber, thank you ever so much for continuing to support my channel. It's absolutely brilliant. And now I'm going to be going online with the online daily races. So please join me with those streams. I'm not quite sure where they're going to be, but I will be announcing them on the channel. For now, take care. Bye-bye.